Hi, this is Sherry Methling with Ancient Healings Around the World. I'm here at the Besakih Temple in Bali, Indonesia. Behind me stands a monkey god as well as an elephant god. However, with Hinduism, they have three gods representing the creator, the destroyer, and the protector. I also noticed there was a symbol throughout the Besakih Temple, and that was of the sun. A tattoo that I also have on my wrist is a sun. The representation is also noticed in the Catholic churches, as I mentioned before, the 8-pointed star and or the sun. I've seen it all across the countries of England, Ireland, Scotland, France, Italy, as well as Spain. So at the Besakih Temple, it is actually the oldest temple built around the 17th century, and it is the largest temple here in Bali. Also behind it is the largest mountain here in Bali, Indonesia. Now, the Hindus here in Bali, they usually do a daily offering. Every morning they do prayer and then the offerings of flowers or candy or fruit, whatever they want to put in a little pallet on a little plate. And then after that day or the next day, they'll go ahead and they'll burn it and or they eat the fruit as well, or candy, whatever the offering was. But this is done on a daily basis. Every day they wake up, they pray, and they do an offering. Okay? So I think that's a great ritual, and something very beautiful, custom they've been doing for thousands and thousands of years. Hinduism goes back. So I'm just showing you a little background, the mountains, the Indian Ocean is not far from here, more mountains. It actually has 7 terraces here and about 55 mini temples. They do prayer and worship here at this temple, usually at a new moon, a full moon, once a month, every 6 months, once a year, every 10 years, as well as every 100 years are the big festivals here at the Besakih Temple in Bali, in Indonesia. There you can see a little bit more of the temples. Certain numbers represented, usually odd numbers too, which I also noticed in the Christian churches as well. Catholic churches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tiers there. So that's just a little feedback, overview of the Besakih Temple in Bali, Indonesia. Just seeing if anything else comes to mind. Hearing the dog bark in the background, I have noticed here in Bali is that the dogs roam free, just like the people walk the streets. The dogs are walking the streets just like the people. No leashes, okay? And they're not disowned. They have owners. They just go back to their owners at the end of the day. It's quite interesting. Besides that, I also notice a lot of roosters waking you up in the morning, which is fine. 6 o'clock in the morning. What else? A lot of scooters here in Bali. The majority are scooters. I would say about 80% at least are scooters. People get around on scooters. It's quicker, easier, smaller. They don't have big streets. The traffic's a little bit heavier because there's not as many streets. Very compact. Small homes, not the kind of homes in America. Culture is very different. The food's phenomenal. Well-balanced diets, a lot of vegetables, rice. They also drink coffee and tea, something that happens throughout the world. They also have similar logos, brands, Coca-Cola, brands such as Polo, similar clothes, similar shoes. So many similarities. Once again, we're all people gravitating to the same things sometimes, wearing the same kind of clothes, phones, technologies, all very similar. Again, you can see a little bit more behind me of the Besakih Temple. It goes on. I'm not sure if it's for about, I would say about 5, maybe 3 blocks up the hill of all these mini temples all around. Prayer, meditation, worship, as well as doing these daily offerings, prayer, vigilance. And they also have a little market in here, food, drink, bathroom. It's like a little village, if you will. Very different than the churches that I grew up with, as well as that are in Europe. Temple. This is all about Hinduism. Their God, their understanding. We have the creator, the protector, and the destroyer. They have a Holy Trinity, which is very similar to Christianity as well, also representing with those three deities of the protector, creator, and the destroyer. So I'm just walking you through as I come down the hill of all these temples in Bali. Besakih, built in the 7th century, oldest and largest in Bali. All the people here, wonderful, very nice people. Lots of fruit, good healthy fruit. A lot of vendors, marketing. No, thank you. So stay hydrated here, very hot and humid. Right now I'm at the end of January and it's probably, with the humidity, it feels like, well, it feels like 85, but then with the humidity sometimes it feels like 95. Been adapting, culture shock a little bit when I came here. Very different than Europe as well as America. And here coming up, you're going to see, one second, just showing you a little background, more of the temples. You're going to see the dogs that even roam here on the temple. Hopefully you can see the dog. There he is. Lots of dogs all over, just wandering, just like people. And to come into temple, you usually have to wear a little skirt. If you can see that, you'll see them in my pictures. Check it out on my Facebook page, Sherry Methling. Ancient Healings Around the World on YouTube. Sherry Methling on my Facebook page. I'm also up on Instagram under my name. So, any more questions, hit me up on an email. Anything you need to know. I do healing sessions via Skype as well as through the phone, through the WhatsApp. So, but just trying to teach people a lot of information through YouTube because it's about teaching people how to heal, change, and transform. Give a person a fish, they eat for a day. Teach a person to fish, right? And they eat for a lifetime. Teach a person to heal. Anybody could do a surgery if they've been taught. Anybody could heal if they've been taught. Signing out, Sherry Methling at the Besakih Temple in Bali, Indonesia.